Okay, so today what I would like to do is try to clean up my downloads folder a little bit because there are a lot of files in there and they're not very well organized. It's just kind of a mess. So we'll start out by just looking at everything in my downloads folder. Okay, I'm noticing in particular that I have a lot of PDFs. And so before I start cleaning things up, out of curiosity, I'd like to figure out how many PDFs are living in my downloads folder. All right, so this is the command we just ran. Let's write that result to a file. All right. Now if I cat that file, okay, it's just the output we just saw. Great. And now what I want to do is search this file for just the PDFs. Okay. All right, great. So that gave me just the PDFs. I don't really want to go through and count these by hand though. So let's do that same thing. We'll write to a temporary file. Everything in, or well, no, it's no longer everything in downloads. It's every PDF in downloads. All right. And again, if I cat this, I should get that same list of PDFs that we just saw. Okay, perfect. And of course I want to count the number of PDFs. So what we're going to do is use word count to get the number of lines. Great, so I have about 1,400 PDFs living inside my downloads folder, and that's including all the subdirectories within my downloads folder. Okay, great. But my original goal was to try to clean up my downloads folder, and instead I've sort of done the opposite. I've created these annoying temporary files that I don't really want to hang on to. I was just using them as a step in this calculation. So I want to go ahead and delete these files. And let's think of a sort of cleaner way that we could do this. All right, so let's go way back. Okay, so this is where we wrote everything, the list of everything in our downloads folder to a temporary file. And then we searched that temporary file for the substring.pdf. So let's bypass writing to a file and use this pipe operator. Okay, so that's a much simpler way to get this list of all the PDFs. Now, what did we do last time? We again wrote this to a temporary file and then used word count to count the number of lines. Here's a simpler way we can do this without having to create another file. And we get exactly the same answer. So this is just an example of how this pipe operator can be useful and help you not need to create these kind of annoying temporary files.